Gems.
Hi Gems, I'm Tori.
And I'm Dr. S.
Dr. S, I have bad news. I'm out of math. I don't have any puzzles for the gym girls this week.
But we need to think of something.
I'm sorry, I'm distracted. There's something on your dish rack that does not look like it's a dish.
So this? This is a slider puzzle. See, what you do is you move pieces around to complete the puzzle.
A slider puzzle? I love slider puzzles, and there's actually a lot of cool math related to slider puzzles.
You're right. Yeah, let's make a puzzle about slider puzzles. Actually, we could start by having everybody make their own.
If you have a ruler, you can measure out equal squares to make your grid for a slider puzzle, or if you don't have a ruler, you can use paper folding to get a grid of equal squares. Starting with a rectangular piece of paper, fold the short edge onto the long edge to form a triangle. Cut off the excess to make a square. Once you have a square, fold it in half. Then unfold it and fold both edges, the top and the bottom, into the midline. Next, we're going to do the same thing in the other direction. Unfold your square and fold it in half the other way. Then again, fold both the bottom edge and the top edge into the midline. Now you have a grid of 16 squares, but we only need 9 of them. Label them 1 through 9 and cut off the excess. Once you're done, cut out all 9 squares individually. Arrange them into a board. But in order to have a slider puzzle, we need a little bit of space to move things around. So take your 9th square and discard it so that we have space to move things.
You can also make a picture puzzle if you want. On the back of where you've drawn grid lines, if you have, draw a picture and make sure that your picture covers as much of the space as you can. And then just cut up your puzzle along the lines or fold lines. And there you have a picture puzzle. So here's how to play. Once you've started with a scrambled puzzle, you can move pieces into the empty space by sliding neighboring tiles into it. But you can't move any pieces outside of the big square area.
Once you have your puzzle made, you can scramble the pieces by sliding squares into a neighboring empty space. Try sliding your squares around at random to get a starting scramble. Then challenge yourself to solve the puzzle and get the pieces back in their original order. Okay, let's see if I can get the 1 into the top corner. Good, now maybe I should move the 2. I don't know. It looks like the 2 and the 3 are in order, but the 1's wrong. And now, oh dear, everything's mixed up. Oh, it's looking better. All right, here we go. Yes!
So you can also scramble your puzzle by stacking up the pieces and shuffling them, but making sure not to rotate any of the pieces. And then just lay them out 3 by 3 and start solving. All right, solved. All right, let's do another scramble. Okay, right. Wait, how do I know this is even solvable? Tori, were you able to solve all of yours?
Yes, I was able to solve all of my scrambles. And I think it has to do with the way that I scrambled my board. Since I always started with the squares in order and then scrambled them by sliding them around the board, I knew that it was always possible to get back to the original order by just doing all of those same slides, but in reverse. It's possible that there was a more efficient way to get everything back in order, but I knew that there's at least one way.
Okay, so if we're given a scramble, how do we know if it's solvable?
That's a great question, but it's a hard question. So maybe we can start with the 2 by 2 case. Let's think about a 2 by 2 board. Here are 6 different starting scrambles for the 2 by 2 case. In each of these scrambles, we've chosen to have the empty square start in the lower right corner. When you're scrambling your own boards, you can make a choice about where you want the empty square to start. But for now, let's assume that the empty square always starts in the lower right corner. If that's the case, then these 6 scrambles are the only 6 possible scrambles for a 2x2 board. Here are my questions for you. Can all of these scrambles be solved? Which can be solved and which cannot? And think about a 3x3 board. Do you think all the possible scrambles of a 3x3 board can be solved?
Wait, how many different scrambles even are there for a 3x3 puzzle?
That is an excellent question. How many unique starting scrambles are there for a 3x3 board with the empty square starting in the lower right corner? Can you find any starting scrambles that are not solvable?
So make a puzzle, play around, and have fun, and we'll talk about this more later in the week. We miss you!